Hello everybody, Skippy Gamer here. Welcome to my video review of Kirby's Dreamland for the Game Boy Advanced. This is the first time I ever had a request for a game, but of course I asked for game requests this time. Ooh, careful there, Kirby. So I'd like to thank everyone for requesting, especially the person who requested this, which I know the person personally, but I gave it a disguised name as Maxi. Alright, enough talk about that, let's begin. Sound like a movie right there. Okay, let's start with the story. Okay, the game itself doesn't really explain any sort of story or anything, but I looked on Viz.com and on the description of this game, it actually explained the story a bit. According to them, from where they heard it from, a person known as King DDD has stolen 5 stars, which somehow is making everyone in Dreamland starve to death or something. Well, anyways, Kirby steps in, and he's off to save the day. The one who never talks. So yeah, that's the basic story. Although, at first, I thought I was gonna give it like a low grade, like a 1 star, concerning that maybe the story's too basic to be like, maybe it's like a Mario saves Peach from Bowser, the basic thing that never gets old. But hey, he's like almost killing the world, actually, if you think about it. I mean, starving to death and stuff. So I guess his plot is much better than just him kidnapping some princess. That's cool. There's nothing else I can say about it. So the story I'm gonna give it is 2 stars. Okie dokie. Let's start. Alright, let's start with graphics. Now, one thing I don't like about the graphics is because it's black and white. Okay, don't say anything. I know this is what's on the Game Boy, so I can't really diss it for that, but I guess I can kind of am half and half, but other than the dislike, I do like the detail they put into some of the characters in this game, like Kirby. Even the box, as I saw, had Kirby white. Man, Kirby white? We just can't see him like that anymore. But yeah, I do appreciate the detail in this game, so that's a good thing about this game. So at least they had good artwork and detail to it. There's actually models of food that are from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and their effects are pretty much the same. Although, the hot pepper thing in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, it's way different. Well, not way different. How different? Think of it as when Mario touches a star, he's invincible. Think of that, but you could also shoot fire out of your mouth. I could have saved that for the gameplay, could I? Well, with all that, we get 3 stars for the graphics. Right, 3. Okay, now we go to music. Now, at my first take of this review, I was actually going to give this... okay, at first, I was going to give this... I know I was going to give the grade, but then I was going to decrease it in my first take of this review concerning... Listen to that. It seems a bit choppy a bit, and I didn't really find anything catchy to it. Although, when I failed the first review, so after that, I decided to look why I put it as 3 stars, and I guess it's due to the final boss rhythm. Like, there was one that was a bit catchy. I'm not gonna show you or anything, but it is good. Just take my word for it. So, yeah. For sound effects, they're okay. Why is there like a high-pitched scream sound of voice when Kirby sucks everything in? I guess it makes it look like a it sound like a vacuum or something, and oh well. There's nothing else I can say about it. All in all, the music is gonna get 3 stars by me. Now, what is the most important part of a game? What is it? The gameplay. Of course, the gameplay. That's what makes a video game. The gameplay of this game is the best part of this game. Period. Seriously, I had fun with this game. I really, really did. Okay, some of the skills of Kirby aren't really in, like, you know, you could eat some enemies and then spawn yourself to have some of their skills, like a sword or a gun. Okay, no gun, but you know what I mean? But that skill's not in this game, sadly, but I don't care. I liked it despite not having it in there. And, oh yeah, thank you, Kirby. There is ability where you can have unlimited flight. Press up on the pad on your Game Boy to fly up, and depending on how hard, if you hold down the up, you can go up. And I want to say if you hold down, you can move down fast, but I don't think that's really true, actually, now I think about it. Although, taking into consideration it could be, I guess you could experiment with it and see. Be used to suck everything in and let everything out. That's pretty much all you could do with things in your mouth. And you do have normal jump, but I think I found myself just using the floating thing better. But, of course, there were times that I used the normal jump, but it was fun. And the extras, after you finish the game, it tells you to go back to the tile screen and press a certain button combination to try extra game, which is a harder mode of this entire game. And let me tell you, it's really, really hard. If you watch to day 5, you know that I had such a hard time with the first boss of the game in extra mode, extra game, and oh my gosh, it's hard. So yeah, if you're looking for a challenge mode, yep, it does give you a challenge. But the one thing that really did surprise me is how short it was. I did not expect it to be this short. There's 5 stages in the entire game. Now, for maybe a beginner gamer, it could take long, especially people who aren't good at this game or anything. But throughout this whole game, on day 1, I was so addicted to this game, and it was short that, well, mostly the short part, but that I played 3 stages, which led up to me playing 15 minutes in that first day. Then spent 1 more day on level 4, then on level 5 spent 2 days on it, which let me finish the game. But there's 5 levels in general. The 5th one was kind of interesting, but the final boss was hard. Okay, the final boss is very hard to figure out, especially without a walkthrough, but I did, and it was hard for me to figure out, so don't be discouraged if it's like, okay, it's too hard. Don't be discouraged. It was hard for me to figure out, too. Oh, here we are. There is blocks you could suck in for using as items and stuff, but there's certain enemies like these spikes that you cannot suck in at all or fire on. They're like untouchable. Well, you touch them, you take damage. But there's other enemies that have that, but can open up their weakness for you to suck them in. So I guess it depends on strategy. The bosses are okay. They do provide challenge, so they are challenging, especially when you don't know them. And yeah, a lot of them were challenging. Especially that final boss. And okay, this is the second stage of the game, and this is a boss fight. Those 2 things. I find it hard to believe that that's a boss, honestly. I guess maybe a game like maybe Zelda Ocarina of Time had or something, or maybe some other game I haven't heard of, but I should find it odd for 2 guys like that to be a boss. That's my personal opinion, but I just found it weird. That's the only boss I found, like, really, really weird on how to play. There's a lot more to this game. There is more I haven't explained, but you know what? That's a good majority I want to cover. The gameplay is the best part of the entire game, so it gets 5 stars. So, the game gets 3 stars with a silver medal. Oh. There we go. Thank you everybody for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel. And subscribe to my channel. No swearing in the comments. Tell friends and family about this channel. And before you go, there's something I guess I should announce. What will be episode 5 of my 5 days gameplay? Well, what about the other 2 requests? Well, I'm not gonna do the other requests for episode 5. I'm gonna pick a game myself this time. But for episode 6, yeah, I'll be going back to those 2 requests and deciding. I do want to get those 2 requests in, literally. So, yeah. So that's what's happening. If anything else, no, not really. So, alright, see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Where did that go?